To Owen Shroyer. So I was listening to your snake story about this morning. What is the 20? The fuck day is it? It's 6:22. 22. Is I think I'm right. So anyway, I think it's Tuesday. Uh, So the point being is that I was listening to your snake story, right? Now this is, while you're sitting there flying off the fucking handle because, that's you don't realize how many times you kind of shit on yourself while you speak. It's really horrible. Because it's a horrible thing to predict so much news and all this other shit, but not understand that some wars need to take place and the reasons why and this and that, and then you don't even know what the fuck you guys are doing most of the time. So here's some insight into possibilities of what you just experienced this morning. There was a 4-foot rattlesnake in your backyard. Okay, you say that you called up five different companies for removal. Now you say that 4 of the companies did not pick up. Interesting, because on the 5th person that does pick up, you say that they turn around and say, obviously, we are the only people that can do this type of work right now, and we are so loaded with work, we can't do nothing about it because the other companies will not pick up their phone. Now, you could sit there and look at that in an ignorant way, or you could look at that in more understanding of there was a 4-foot rattlesnake in your backyard this morning. Owen, where was that snake exactly? Was it a cold morning in Texas? Like, I'm guessing it usually is in the very brief freaking part of the morning, all right? Motherfucker, these fucking mosquitoes, so the point being is that what I'm saying is, what's interesting is you started to go off on, it doesn't even work correctly and it doesn't even do this. Now, you could ask yourself 1,000 questions right now. Were these people's phone lines, were people able to get through to these companies on purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, could somebody have made it so that nobody could have gotten through to any other company? Okay? Like, you got to realize something. A rattlesnake at that point is a very dangerous animal. All right? Shame on you, retard, for sticking up for guns when you should have went in your house at that point, knowing that there could be kids around. All right? And there's a 4-foot rattlesnake. And you should have gotten some buckshot and unfortunately put the animal down, okay? Because it's early in the morning, the snake is warming up, and the kids are just about to, I'm guessing, go to school. So you should have done the right thing, went in your house, got a buckshot, a shotgun, and shot the snake. Since nobody else could come, which you did the right thing, which was call a snake removal company, right? Which is the first humane thing to do, right? And because I'm guessing there are probably children in the area that this happened in, but not to mention you are in the area. Now, this is another thing, is that with things that you don't understand, like, have you ever seen Star Wars, Owen? Have you ever seen, like the newer Star Wars, right? Where like the assassin doesn't exactly use a gun. He drops 2 centipedes through a window. Okay. Now, see, the next thing that would come to mind is how many people actually made those phone calls that morning. Now, I'm not saying that there wouldn't be some mix-ups as far as, meaning like, but I would wonder, in that list of people that called the snake removal company that morning, where they could only get through to the one company, how many of those people were possibility people, okay, like more interestingly politically, what the fuck am I saying? Socialistically, politically, people of, political nature or socialistic nature. All right. See, that's what would be going through my head right there, just from listening to you speak about this. But like, yet again, I say shame on you for not being like, what you speak of. And that would be to literally go in your house, get a shotgun, which you should own down in Texas, by the way, and get some buckshot. And you should have put the snake to sleep, unfortunately, due to the fact that it is a 4-foot rattlesnake in an area where they're more than likely, it doesn't matter, kids or not. It's still, there could have been kids around. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you should have done.
Attention Owen
And
Airport customers. This week, westbound overnight trains to East New York, Notion Avenue, and Atlantic Terminal will run on adjusted schedules due to signal testing. For revised departure times, consult our Train Time app or visit mta.info.
So with all that said, it's what you said after that triggered me to think, that's interesting because this guy works for Alex Jones, and for there to be a 4-foot rattlesnake is one thing. If he's obviously in Texas, and this happens. But then when you say that there's nobody else picking up their phone and only one company, so therefore dumping the whole entire payload of possibly going to remove possibly dangerous animals, there's only one company picking up their phone. I would wonder how many people made those phone calls, who made those phone calls, and how many, meaning how many people made those phone calls, who made those phone calls for dangerous animals like that to be in their property early in the morning, because it was early in the morning when you called, right? And they were already saying that they were completely booked. Just food for thought. I mean, it could mean nothing. It could mean nothing. But if there is 3 or 4 possibilities that that some of those phone calls that were made to those removal companies were made by prominent people, people in spotlights, or people that are close enough to people in spotlights, you know, wow, man, you know what I'm saying? That's where I would be going with that, because I'm thinking that the snake wouldn't exactly, if somehow, some way, somebody dumped that snake, I could be wrong too about that. It could have just moseyed the fuck on in. But the point being is, it's like, it's cold. The snake's not really going to move. It might move up against the house. You know what I'm saying? There might be some warmth coming out of the house in the morning, or whatever the case is. And I'm guessing it was a chilly morning, right? I'm just guessing. I could be wrong about that too. And I'm not going to go fucking look to find out, am I wrong or am I right? I don't give a fuck. That's what's going through my head, just to fucking slightly give a shit about anything at this point. I was just fucking almost killed fucking 4 days ago or so, and with a fucking laced fucking cigarette. So I don't really give a flying shit, but that's another type of fucking snake that should have fucking had a buckshot put to its fucking. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say to you, And if you can find out who made those phone calls to those removal companies, and why those fucking possibility that those other removal companies weren't picking up their phones because depending on who owns the company, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's a whole possibility of real interesting, either it was just by chance or it was a conspiracy, right? I can't do the alien music right now. No, I can't do the alien music. I don't even fucking, I can't even think straight still 4 days later. But at least that's what I wanted to say to you. Wow, that's too damn long of a video. Wait. Oh, 10 minutes? No, that's not. I thought it was 20 minutes. I was like, holy shit, man. I've been speaking for 20 fucking minutes. Have a nice day, bro.